greatest form of control is where you think you're free when you're being fundamentally manipulated and dictated to. One form of dictatorship is being in a prison cell and you can see the bars and touch it. The other one is sitting in a prison cell but you can't see the bar, you think you're free. What the human race is suffering from is mass hypnosis. We are being hypnotized by people like this. Newsreaders, politicians, teachers, lecturers. We are in a country and in a world that is being run by unbelievably sick people. The chasm between what we're told is going on and what is really going on is absolutely enormous.
You guys are going to see the regular show, like always. I'm just sort of stepping here in front of the episode to let you guys know that I lost camera 1, and you'll be seeing the show from camera 2. So in the future, I actually will be adding in multiple camera shots to the TV show. So I guess we can call this a little bit of an experiment. Make a tragic loss a gain, because, you know, that's how I roll. So please enjoy the show.
Yes, thank you for joining us for another episode of the Red Pill Hardcore TV show. I'm your host, V, and I want to remind you guys to check out my documentaries. We're getting a lot of resistance on YouTube and whatnot, but you can always view documentaries on Facebook. If you have a Facebook account. If you don't worry. Again, we'll get it all straightened out with YouTube. But today is a really special day because I have my former guest co-host, Pete Lopez, here with us. Pete, how you doing?
On his debut video chat. I've never done this before. So this is my flagship sailing on the first day of video lunacy.
Well, there you go. So what brings you on the show? You came to me with a sense of urgency. What's going on, brother?
Let's talk about the investment opportunity that I've stumbled upon, vanadium. Okay, it's set to replace lithium. It's a chemical battery, a flow battery. Redox is another word for it. And there are only 2 places in the U.S. that are currently starting mining operations. Right now, only China, Russia, and South Africa are mining vanadium. There will be wars over this. Right now, people are losing their lives over lithium. Imagine how this is going to be. It's much more stable, non-flammable, and you know, generally better for industrial and housing type applications. So other than that, I'd like to talk a little bit about the caravan later. I really feel it's getting a bad rap. Sure, there's going to be some people that are of less than desirable quality there, but that's with any society, guys. So please tell me where you want to start. Tell me where you want to.
Well, I actually have seen a few things about vanadium, and it seems though, I mean, don't we know all the elements that are available to us on the planet? Why is it something new?
This is something new because this is a new means of using it. Basically, they liquefied it. It's V3 or V5, I believe, or something like that. And the chemical process is brand new. They just came out with it. And they made this metal, which was very common, just spike in value because of this new application to it. So basically what happens is in a lithium battery, there's charge cycles, there's things that, you know, there's several inefficiencies that vanadium does not have. And unlike a lithium battery, you can charge a vanadium cell while it's discharging. which is unheard of in any type of battery scenario. So that alone has an extremely, I don't know, juicy, lucrative, whatever you want to call it, quality to investors. So, you know, I wanted to come out with it. I'm balls in. I am balls to the wall with this. I'm going to Colorado. I'm moving to Colorado. I need to get the hell out of Florida. I'm sick of this place. And I'm moving to Colorado to mine vanadium. I put my money where my mouth is.
Okay, so you're jumping on the bandwagon early.
Absolutely, absolutely. Nobody's on this right now, and I want to bring this to you guys because you know you gave me my start. You know you gave me my start in all of this, and you deserve to be the forefront, and your listeners deserve to be the forefront of this new revolution. That's what it's going to be, a battery revolution, a technical and industrial revolution.
So is this sort of being held as something that's hush-hush?
Right now it is, yeah. Nobody knows about this. Nobody knows about this. My viewers, my Facebook people, they're really the only ones that have seen it for sure on the web, as far as I know. There's been talk about this for years. The research has been going on for years, but really nobody has really touched it. This is the first I've seen it till recently. You know, the videos that I saw were only a few years old on YouTube. And they go into it. They explain everything you need to know about it. You know, if you want to put some YouTube links up after we're done, we can. But this stuff is magical. I use vanadium tools in the Marine Corps because I was using a lot of titanium bolts and things like that. So it's a very strong, hard metal that has very, apparently now we're noticing it has very different properties. It has a wide range of applications.
Are you aware of any of the market, company shares, this sort of thing?
I don't invest personally, brother. I personally don't invest. I don't have the money for it. You know that I'm a very humble person. But you know, I'm sure they're out there. There's plenty of companies. Most of them are out of state though. They're out of this country. A lot of the companies are overseas. They're Australian companies. I believe were the first. The University of New South Wales, I believe, was the first to pioneer the flow battery technology that's in this. And like I said, Russia and China have been the main, how shall I say, developers of this technology. So best to believe that there's going to be conflict about this technology. There's going to be conflict about this war, and Arizona, and I believe, or it's either Arizona or New Mexico. I'm not really sure which at this moment, but for sure, West Colorado has a huge deposit, and it's there for the taking. This is a new gold rush. I'm hooked. I'm convinced. I need a change, brother. I've hated Florida since I was a kid. And, you know, I just need a real big, serious change. And that's what I'm going to do. I've decided.
So no more living in the devil's penis, huh?
Yeah, the devil's penis. That's exactly right. That's the perfect description for this stupid piece of shit state. I hate this place.
Well, I just know it's a lot of issues with Florida that is not shared by the rest of the country.
Rick Scott. Are we allowed to curse yet, B? Or we're gonna have to edit?
Really?
Should I calm down with the sailor talk?
Yes. Well, how do you think you're going to be a part of this? I mean, how is anyone just going to jump into it? What are the methods here? What's your game plan?
Listen, you know the gold rush, the 49s?
Yes.
Okay, this is exactly the same situation. Okay, there are veins of vanadium just waiting to be plucked. You don't have to dig. Just pick it up off the ground kind of status. In a few years, when this stuff really jumps off the page, that little rock is going to be worth thousands. The only thing that I could say that the downfall or the shortcoming of this technology is that it's bulky. It takes up a lot of space. So it's not really good for cell phones, laptops, or cars, really. Like you can maybe can fit it in a car, but it's not that kind of an application. This is more for a house, a business, an office, a village, or bigger. You know what I'm saying? It's large scale, industrial type power generation or power storage rather. This is literally focused on renewables. It's perfect for renewables because, and that's why I'm pushing it, because of the ability to charge while discharging. This is something that's unheard of in the renewables era or industry, and that's why it's so valuable. As soon as it catches on, I feel it's gonna be out of this world, and that's why I'm putting all my little bit of what I have into this application.
Okay, we'll play a little video on the vanadium right now.
The Schmid vanadium redox flow battery consists of 2 tanks storing vanadium analyte and catholyte. Pumps are used to flow these electrolytes through adjacent half cells separated by an ion exchange membrane. Within the half cells, the electrolytes are chemically oxidized and reduced to reversibly convert electrical to chemical energy. An external electrical power source like PV installation supplies the energy to charge the vanadium redox flow battery. The 2 vanadium electrolytes are flown through the cell stack in which the electrical energy is converted to chemical energy. The electrolytes charged within the cell are flown back to the tanks, increasing the battery's state of charge. Looking into the cell at the molecular level, vanadium-3 and vanadium-4 enter the electrochemical cell. At the catholyte half cell, the vanadium-4 is oxidized to vanadium-5. This chemical reaction yields an electron which is drawn off by the conductive electrode material and a hydronium ion which diffuses across the membrane to the opposite half cell. At the anode half cell, the electron which has traversed the external circuit reduces vanadium-3 to vanadium-2. The hydronium ion which has passed the membrane balances the overall charge of the half cell. The 2 electrolytes leave the half cells in a charged state as vanadium-2 and vanadium-5. Once the grid cannot provide energy to the battery system, the vanadium redox flow battery swaps to discharge. Vanadium-5 and vanadium-2 ions carry the chemical energy into the cell stack. The chemical energy stored within the 2 electrolytes is converted to electrical energy, feeding the external load. At the molecular level, the reverse of the charging reaction occurs. Vanadium-2 is oxidized to form vanadium-3, releasing an electron which carries the electrical energy. For charge balancing, a hydronium ion crosses the ion conductive membrane. Vanadium-5 is reduced by an electron under consumption of a hydronium ion. The electrolytes leave the cell in their discharge states in the form of vanadium-3 and 4. The vanadium redox flow battery delivers electrical power until the electrolytes within the 2 tanks are completely discharged. The Schmid vanadium redox flow battery can be independently scaled for appropriate power and energy. Power can be adjusted through cell size and number. Energy is defined by the tank volume to perfectly meet the customer's needs. As the electrochemical reaction takes place in the electrolyte solution, no loss in power or capacity takes place due to side reactions as observed in conventional batteries. This fact ensures lifetimes superior to any other electrochemical storage. Even deep discharge does not influence battery health. Unlike other flow battery types, the all-vanadium redox flow battery incorporates vanadium in both electrolytes, eliminating battery deterioration through cross-contamination. The composition of the electrolytes, vanadium salts solved in dilute sulfuric acid, guarantees low hazard potential and best possible ecologic properties.
This is what you're talking about. Okay, this is good stuff. So, besides the vanadium plans, you said you want to talk about this caravan thing. And I know I've had people here from Europe try to talk to me about it, and they jump all over me with my opinion on it. So let's talk about your opinion first.
Well, B, I gotta be honest with you, man. You can call me a statist. You can call me a brainwashed Marine. I will not take offense. Okay? I owe a lot to this country. My mother owes a lot to this country. All my family are immigrants. Okay? I'm a first generation United States citizen, and I feel that the rap that our administration is labeling this with is unfair. In order, and I don't know how many people know this, but in order to claim asylum, you have to be at a port of call. Okay, I'm not sure that a lot of people understand that. You have to literally be at the border. Okay, you are projecting the wrong message by sending United States Marines in full battle armor and freaking double layered wire. This is sending the wrong message. People here are increasingly lazy. You don't want to do the jobs? Fine. What is the harm in these people coming and doing the jobs? I know undocumented immigrants. I have lots of friends that are documented immigrants. Okay? And it's not fair to label them criminals just because your TV says so. Okay? It's something I'm very passionate about. And not everybody is a criminal. Yes, I have met them. But guess what? It's under 10% of the undocumented people that I have met that are dirtbags. Okay? It's not fair. It's not fair at all, in my opinion.
Well, my standpoint of this is that, well, I mean, we've got an increasing police state in America.
Yes. Yes.
Increasing more and more every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yet the border patrols, which have been asking for money, asking for funding,
Mm-hmm.
government states don't want to give it to them.
Why?
And yet, well, my theory is that they want a skirmish to happen at the border so they have a reason to, I mean, if there to be a police state anywhere, it should be at the borders, not military policing the people of the country. But I think there has been no funding towards border control or anything like that, just so they can say that, oh, well, illegals are coming over here. So because they're here, we've got to police them. That, guess what? That means policing you too, because you might be illegal. So as Americans, we're treated as foreigners in our home soil.
Honestly, brother, I think it has more to do with keeping people in than it does keeping people out. Okay, I think honestly, and I've said it for years, you've known me, I've said it. This is about to hit the fan. And it's scary how this administration is literally going down the tubes. They're flushing our country down the tubes with this racism, like blatant, outright racism. And we're both people of color. Okay, I know you for a fact in the military have experienced racism. I have personally experienced racism. Okay, and it's not fair. If you put on the freaking uniform, you go and do your duty honorably. You should not be deported. That's ridiculous, in my opinion. Absolutely ridiculous. So what is this administration doing right now? They're stoking the fire. They're putting more coal on the fire. They're trying to get, what do they call this? Outrage and battles, skirmishes, and they want an excuse to bring down the boot harder, to make more laws, and that's what it's about. That's what this wall is about. Don't pretend that these poor people that are coming from another country that you effed up, okay? You effed up, and I know my family has fought in those wars by the CIA. My uncle was fought against the Contras, you know, in Nicaragua. I know what it's about. It's about money, it's about drugs, and it's about power and control. Always had been. Sorry to say.
Well, you know, I've actually, I actually know that there's going to be a lot of people that are coming with these folks that are cartel, are, you know, CIA operatives, and they're going to be there to, yeah, stoke the fires, like you said. Um,
Now, I've heard
but
a lot of stuff.
But I think that a lot of this is about the drug running and the human trafficking and whatnot. If there's going to be some, uh, if there's going to be some way to clamp down on the drug trafficking and the human trafficking, well, tightening up the borders is one thing that would work. But that can't happen. You know, the CIA is not going to be happy if they've got to, you know, go through these means and that means and to get it when they can just drive over the border. I mean,
I feel that every single one of those asylum seekers should be vetted thoroughly vetted, and not one of them should get into this country without proper vetting. Okay, I am under no illusion. I've seen several articles about George Soros and other elitists funding this caravan. I don't know if it's true. You know what I'm saying? I post a lot of stuff online. I don't know if any of it is true. I'm going to be the first one to admit that. You know that. Okay? Because where am I getting it from? Facebook, obviously. So I don't trust the source. What I do is I read in between the lines. Okay? I form my own conclusion with the data that I have. Okay? And that's what you need to do. Use your brain. Not you personally, but like the viewer.
Soros is getting blamed for everything that's going on around the world. I think.
Well, that's him anyway.
The man's rich and all that, but I mean, who are these people saying that Soros is funding this, funding that? You know, Soros funded the Black Lives Matters and is throwing in disruption agents and you know, this is everywhere across the board. Soros is funding some sort of evil. What do you think is the psyop behind that?
I don't think it's a psyop. I honestly don't think it's a psyop. I think the man is guilty. He's done it before. He's a Nazi himself, SS, you know, confirmed, and there's pictures of him in uniform. You feel me? And these people, you know, have infiltrated every section of our government since the war ended, World War II.
Yes.
Okay? They were heavily in NASA. They were heavily in the CIA. And their torture programs set the precedents by which we establish our torture programs. So does that tell you something or what? You know, you have to take things for face value. You can't just read something and say, oh, well, that's probably true. No. Look, research, read. That's what you need to do to form an educated opinion.
Soros is a Nazi. Yes, I've actually read that myself. Yes. Okay. Well, Soros aside, the people that are coming up to the border in the caravan, I mean, what is the goal here? Now, I mean, you say that the people are not criminals or anything like that, but I say if you try to cross the border illegally, that automatically makes you a criminal.
Okay. The fact that they crossed the border illegally in Mexico is already enough to cast suspicion and to make you worry. Absolutely, I agree. So, you know, I was very upset with the violence. I was very upset at the violence at the Mexican border specifically. But I was also very upset when I saw videos and pictures of these people being loaded onto buses and trucks and being hauled around like they're freight. So that automatically tells me that there's something wrong with this whole caravan situation. I personally know a lot of the history of Honduras and Guatemala. My ex-girlfriend was Guatemalan. You know, I've been with her for 6 years. I know a lot of her family. I know a lot about the history of Central America. My family's Central American. My father's Costa Rican, my mother's Nicaraguan. So when I see these things, I know something's up, without a doubt, because migrants are not going to televise this. It doesn't make any sense for them to have fuck Trump and out with Trump on these posters. This is obviously politically skewed, in my opinion.
So basically, this is to flare up Trump's racism. Everyone's trying to call Trump racist and whatnot.
How much have you heard since the election? How much have you heard about it since the election? Tell me.
Well, since he tried having Muslims not being able to fly into the country, since he's signed executive orders to push Native Americans off their lands for this oil stuff, I think this just might be another situation in which he just shows racism.
I can't stand it, brother. I'm really saddened. I really don't want to leave my country, but I will. I know you've made the decision, and I'm sure it's cost you a lot, and it hurt to move to Poland. But it's a wise move. I really feel this country is about to implode or explode, and I fear for my family. You know, I haven't left because I have so much family here, but recently I've been betrayed by my family, my own blood. You know, I had my cousin living here, and her boyfriend completely screwed us over, set us back. And, you know, for me to be sacrificing so much for these people and then to be treated that way, it kind of jaded me. You know, I kind of feel hurt and all these things because of how much I give and I don't get. You know what I mean? When I need help, when I'm hurting, when I need a friend, when I need somebody to talk to, who's there? Who's there? And that's what has me wanting to leave the country as well. I really don't feel that there's anything to be gained here anymore. The American dream is a lie. Please look up Nunca from the Mayans TV show, the title theme song. It spelled it out perfectly. Bella. Okay? What's going on in this country right now?
Well, a lot of social engineering, which is breaking up the families, you know, the family courts and
the 5G. Let's talk about 5G.
Situations, and yeah, the government is trying to do its best to get in everyone's personal lives, and it's destroying America. Absolutely.
I honestly believe that this 5G is specifically geared towards microwave manipulation of the human brain. These frequencies that they put out, and people say it all the time. I don't know if you notice it on your Facebook, but people say, I'm feeling angry today. I'm feeling so sad today. They manipulate your brain waves with these microwave signals. Frequency is key to life. Okay, and the best person to learn, if you want to learn about that, is Tesla. The best person, if you want to study anything about that, Tesla. He was the pioneer that brought it to the mainstream, and it has taken the government years to develop this technology based on his first research, his pioneering research into frequency and brain matter.
Well, and once again, I would like everyone to check out my documentaries because I cover this extensively.
Yes.
Target
Yes.
Missile documentaries on Facebook. But yes, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back.
One 3992 Astor Avenue, 13992 Astor, Sugarpond Manor. 76 with Marshall or facility parked a vehicle on his property. 51 Blue State Road, 80 ending. 1026. 314, C32 to you. Hands off! Lift his hands off! 1033 traffic, advising carrying the trail, Cumberland Farm. 88 for 51. 122, District 3 is still. What was he advising? Hands off. Sorry, I guess, coming, carrying the trail, Cumberland Farm, code. Engine traffic. 7897, carrying the trail to Cumberland Farm. One Alpha 23. Maintaining traffic. Tower copy 1 in Class 3 or East 10 Park. 128 6 102 for you. Yeah, 1 second.
Think there isn't much difference between emergency food companies? We bought competing products from recognized brands so we could show you a very simple comparison to Legacy Premium. It's easy to see. Legacy not only gives you more food for your money, but Legacy is non-GMO and tastes great.
Hello, I'm B from the Red Pill Hardcore TV show, and I'm here to deliver a message to you. I am standing up, and I think you guys should stand up too. What are we standing up for? Clean air. The New World governments have been spraying aluminum, strontium, barium, all kinds of nanoparticulates, salts, heavy metals, and we are losing our environment. We have trees with aluminum toxicity. Our wildlife is disappearing, one species at a time. We have weather warfare weaponry. If there is anything such as global warming, well, we have ionospheric heaters that's dramatically bombarding our atmosphere. All this damage can be done to the environment by these nanoparticulates being sprayed into the atmosphere. We know that it's causing respiratory issues. We know that it's causing autism. We know that it's causing Morgellons, the transhumanistic disease. What else is it doing? I think it may just be altering our minds. Watch my movie, and then you decide.
Nobody's been yelling and screaming for 4 hours, bro. I understand. I'm not going to get the light out my eyes, bro. I'm not going to go back and forth with you, okay? I understand. Your neighbors called because you guys were yelling at each other. That's why we're here. They're in bed. Jeannie! My neighbors are all in bed. They didn't call. That's why. We didn't just come out here just because we were bored. Like, we came here because we got called. I want you to just drive by the front and spotlight, right? To look for the address, yeah. Yeah, and then you kept on going, correct? What's that got to do with anything? Exactly. Hey, you got an ID, sir? Yeah, I got an ID. All right, let's see it. Let me get it. Hold on. Get in here. I'm right here, bro. Nobody's out here. I'm trying to. I'm not doing nothing. One of you three know me. I know you. Who's that? Don't worry about him. He ain't got a uniform on. Why is there a guy in my yard that has no uniform on? Did you call him? Did you call them? Who? The police department? No, I haven't. Okay, well there's a guy right here with no uniform on. Get the camera.
I can't.
He's leaving. Get him.
I got a flashlight all up in my
Sit down. I just got grabbed.
Stop!
I just got grabbed.
Stop!
That's a witness.
Get it.
You better
Stop.
back
inside. Set that down.
Tell me to sit down.
Back up to my door!
Okay, you can have it back. Get back. Get back.
Please!
We have one more, please.
You're on camera. You're on camera.
Go back inside.
Get off me. I didn't do that, Rob.
Please stop!
This is the record. Dee, get the camera. Dee, get the camera. Wait, I got my eyes closed. I hope you do.
15, can we have one more, please?
Let him not hit me, because I got I can't breathe.
Shut up.
I got asthma. I can't breathe.
Put your hand behind your back.
No, get off of me. Dee, you better have the camera. You better have the camera,
Hey,
Dee.
go back inside. Get away from him.
Dee, get the f***ing camera. Get the hell.
He's not marked!
He's here with us. Get the out.
Hey!
You want to get sprayed too?
Get an officer out here now!
Dee.
You don't.
I'm inside, but I just want to
Dee.
If you ain't there, I just want
I
to
can't turn. Get off me. Get up. Get the camera. Dee. Dee. Get the f***ing camera.
For my safety, I need to
Do you got the camera yet?
I don't know. I'm a
Get the f***ing camera. Get the camera. Get the f***ing camera. These bitches won't go on till they get the camera. Dee,
Okay, get up. God damn it. Oh, sorry. Can you hand me another handcuff? Put your hand back. Relax your arms.
Why are you hitting me on the spine?
God, help me this Mother.
I'm serious. That's a lawsuit, bro. We're back. I still have Pete Lopez here with us. And I'm going to tell you, Pete, I missed having my radio show. After all the lights and green screen and all that stuff. And I missed having the co-host on the air.
Hell yeah, man. I'll try to make myself more available, brother. I definitely missed you too. Definitely. And
So, well, more into this caravan stuff. So these people that are coming up to the border, I mean, we see all the political surroundings of it. What about the people themselves? Are they trying to come into the country because they want to, because they want to become American citizens and work?
I honestly feel that they've been manipulated. They've been paid, or they've been promised something once they get across the border, um, to help better their lives. Honestly, no parents and a child is going to make that huge trip without some kind of reassurance, without some kind of incentive. Okay? People have been coming to this country wet, what we call mojado in Spanish, illegally. They've been coming into this country illegally for hundreds of years. Okay? And why all of a sudden are we going to make this trip publicized with video cameras and with flags waving and stuff like that now? I honestly think it was a big distraction to take people's attention away from the critical issues at hand. There's a lot of things going on right now in this country that are absolutely critical, and people are ignoring it. Our rights are being stripped away by the minute, and people are ignoring that. Have you heard about the cannabis laws where if you are prescribed medical marijuana, you get your gun taken away? That's serious legislation that are going on right now. Honestly, there is nothing else but to legalize this. It has too many applications, and that's the reason why it hasn't been. I don't want to change the subject, but I'm going to continue.
Well, medical marijuana. I mean, I'm seeing application after application after application after application.
And hemp.
But yeah, it's ridiculous that they want to take away a person's gun rights. There are people that they want to, throw into mental health ward.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to check you out. 72 hours. The next thing you know, you've got your gun rights taken from you.
That's right.
Or somebody who's seen something, speaking out against something. And yeah, it's a lot of the stuff. They're trying to come up with any reason in the world to take away our gun rights. All these false flag shootings, Americans are waking up to that left and right.
Thousand Oaks shooting. Did you know I've seen at least 3 different crisis actors in those Thousand Oaks shooting? And I posted that up to my Facebook page. Please check it out. The different psyops and false flags that they're using is absolutely, like, they're not even trying anymore. It's so silly. You have to be an ignoramus to believe some of this stuff. Did people die? Absolutely. But was it for the reason they said? No, I don't think so.
Absolutely.
So this,
I want to, I want to stress that despite whatever political agenda is going on, the Trump having the military go and protect the borders, I mean, that versus the other things, the pipeline and the Muslims coming in, that sort of thing. This one is actually, I feel, as though it's justified. Because literally, you can have an invasion, okay? This is technically what it is. When you look at it politically, it's an invasion. And for people to just be able to cross over the borders and no one want to do anything about it because it's racist, well, any country in the world is going to protect its borders from invasion. And to have Trump have to deal with this after all the other misdoings that he's perpetuating and being involved in, it's the only just thing that I've seen him do recently. So call it racist or whatever, but no, it literally is an invasion.
I'm very sorry you feel that way. You know, I respect you very much. I don't agree at all. These are people that I feel have been manipulated. They've been lied to, and they're just looking for a better life. Not all of them are criminals. Not all of them are criminals.
But one can argue that if Cuba wanted to send over lots and lots of boats, you know, they've done it before, but you know, if they were to just send a whole bunch of people over, you know, these people wanted better lives and this sort of thing. But you can say that for anybody who comes in mass over a national border, like a military. A military is just as misled, think they're doing the right thing, and hopes of a better life. So.
But D, how can you say that? You've been in the military. You
Yes.
know the definition of the word invasion.
Yes.
Okay? How can you say that this caravan of people is coming to invade our country? You know, it sounds like you're listening to too much mainstream media, brother. Okay?
I don't watch any mainstream media.
So how can you use the word invasion? Invasion implies that they're coming over with weapons and tanks. That's an invasion. An invasion is Afghanistan, brother. By our country, that's an invasion.
Well, I'll take it from your own words. These people have been misled. There's some political agenda and so forth. Now, JFK, okay, what did he say? It's not going to be military by day, but subversion by night. You know, so the tactics may change, but it's still in plain sight, and it's happening.
Believe me, the coyotes have been running terrorists into this country for decades. Okay? Decades. If they were going to do it, they wouldn't do it this way. I promise you, man. I promise you they wouldn't be doing it this way. This is a political tool, a political ploy to distract you from what's going on, to raise fear, and to get people to side with a corrupt government. I honestly feel that's what it is. I don't think it's fair to label them invaders. I'm sorry to disagree with you.
Well, speaking of a corrupt government, I mean, we should be doing everything we can to make sure that our government is not corrupt. We don't see, as Americans, we know the American government is corrupt as all hell, but there aren't masses of Americans in caravans trying to go up to Canada. Americans are trying to make America better again. So why aren't the Mexicans doing everything they can to stay, fight in their lands, and make their home better again?
They are. They are, brother. And these, like, I would like to reiterate, these are not Mexicans. They're Honduranians and Guatemalans. Okay? These are not Mexicans.
Lots of Central American citizens, yes, absolutely. They have to make their way to Mexico. Yes.
So right now, these countries are suffering because of U.S. policy. These countries are suffering and are economically broken because we are there growing cocaine. I've honestly researched it 1,000%. Bolivia, Colombia, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, all of them are hotbeds for drugs and human trafficking. You know, so if you follow the money, like I've always told you, I've said this repeatedly, if you follow the money, you will find exactly where it leads. And it leads to the elite of this country. It leads to the globalists that are trying to subvert intelligent people to their will. That's where I feel this is going. That's the only reason this is happening. It's to make people be on board with more slavery, with more control, with more shackles. That's what I feel. That's my hypothesis. That's my educated guess or opinion, whatever you want to call it, of all the data that I've collected. That's where it leads me to believe. You may find something else. I respect that, brother. You know that I respect you immensely. You know, and we can disagree and still be friends. You know that. We've done it before. And you know,
Well,
just try to see it for what it is what I'm saying.
well, okay, but we see what's happening. So then, how should this thing play out? How should it play out from the caravans reaching the border? Who does what? How do you feel that it should play out?
The military should absolutely maintain security in the border. Okay, just because of what happened on the Mexican border. I feel that everyone should be thoroughly, and I mean roto-rooter, thoroughly investigating. If we don't have any data on you, I won't trust you, bye, kind of thing. You know? But you cannot deny that there are a lot of people there that are just looking for food for their family, to not be living in poverty, to, you know, they're believing the lie of America, okay? And this is what's been luring immigrants here for hundreds of years, the lie of America. Unless you are white, though, you will never, ever achieve the status or riches that they lead you to believe. It is very, very hard if you are not white, okay? The Republican Party, how many black people are in the Republican Party right now, brother? How many Spanish people? 0. Goose egg, 0. Okay? And the Democrats, even though they may have half of the people there are African American. But is it because they want to, or is it because they're manipulating? You know, both sides of the aisle are completely corrupt. And that's not racism, it's facts. Okay? White judges, white cops, all right, they're facts. Why every single time one of these mass terrorists, these false flag shootings go down, the guy ends up being white and his face isn't bloody, his nose ain't broken? Why?
I have said this many times, you know, a squad of cops can unload their pistols on a black man who just has a cell phone and a wallet. Unload. But yet, these white youngsters that are shooting up entire schools, movie theaters, oh, they get talked down and all that stuff and apprehended. There seems to be.
It makes me furious. It makes me sick.
What was that?
I said it makes me furious and it makes me sick to my stomach.
Absolutely. So, I mean, again, they want to take guns from everyone. I do think we need a gun control policy. Less guns for police, more guns for us. Because, no, seriously, though, I mean, there's got to be consequences. You can't just say, oh, I thought his cell phone was a gun. As a police officer, you need to have, you need to be responsible for your actions. If you're a police officer and you can't tell the difference between a gun and a cell phone, you don't need to be a police officer. You don't need to spend it with paid vacation to come back on campus.
Exactly.
If your skills in analyzing the situation is that horrendous, not only do they need to face criminal charges, but the department that hired them needs to be cut down on their funding.
Not only
get it right.
Not only that, B, I honestly feel that if you do something heinous like this, you should never be a cop again. You should never be able to practice law enforcement, and you should be stripped of your gun and badge forever. Absolutely unacceptable. By no means is it acceptable to shoot a 16-year-old boy.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, if the policeman, does something like rape or unjustly kills an innocent person under the age of 18, I feel that they should be completely stripped from being a police officer ever again. If they are involved in some kind of hate group, which many of them are, and there's documented proof and evidence of this, and they still are not stripped of their badge, I feel it's the biggest injustice in this country, and it's proof that the racism runs all the way up to the top. You know, I was raised by one of the nicest white families after my mom left for Florida to be Yankees in New Jersey. There you are, you're back. And I have a love for their culture, for their people. That is, you can't learn that from a book. You can't learn that from conversation. Okay? But the fact is that there are some severely racist people in this country. And those are the people I fight against. Those are the people I'm talking about when I'm talking about this. When I talk about white people. Okay? There are a great many white people in this country that are decent, hardworking people that love to chill with as many people as they can. It doesn't matter their race. And those are the white people that I love.
Absolutely. I mean, I grew up around white people. Listen to my accent.
No.
I mean, I love like anybody else. But the problem, though, is that it's not the nice white people that are running things. Nice anybody, to tell you the truth. I mean, this is why psychopaths get so high up in positions in life.
Mm-hmm.
Nice people, despite whatever color you are, they don't want to run big things and have to make harsh decisions like firing people and shooting people and these sort of things. They don't gravitate towards those sort of positions in life. Nice people just want to just be people, live in harmony with everyone else, and
They feed their family. Feed
yeah,
their family, go to work, provide their loved ones and then clothes and food and things like that. They don't want to go out there and burn crosses and lynch people. Normal, decent people don't want that. They understand that the beauty of this country is diversity. Okay? Was this country founded? When it was founded, was it perfect? No. No. There was slave owners. There's a whole list of things that were not perfect. Okay? But the idea of being free is what attracted so many immigrants, is what attracted so many people to this country. And you can argue all day up and down that, that's changed, that it never was, and that's up for debate. We can debate it for hours if you like. But my point is that either this country needs to change, like a serious roto-rooter change, revolution, or we're going to die. We're going to go the way of Rome. And it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be brutal and disgusting, and I dare say even nukes will be involved, unfortunately. California is talking about going to war. California, a democratic state with no guns and all this gun control and all this and that. They're talking about going to war. If you want to see.
that's the truth. It's all the directed energy weapons burning down people's homes. I don't know if the government thinks that we're all idiots, but we know what directed energy weapons are. My viewers know what directed energy weapons are.
Your viewers know, brother. My followers know. Most people have no idea what directed energy weapons are, brother. 80% of people out there do not have any idea what the hell a directed energy weapon is. And that's the problem. That's the problem. That technology has been thoroughly hidden.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rome was not built in a day, but it certainly fell in one day. So that's something for the United States government to think about. But Pete, I want to thank you for coming on to the show. It's been so long. It's been a pleasure as always for you to bring that contrast to myself.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you for having me, and I appreciate it.
And guys, check out Pete's Facebook. I'll put the link below. And also, still be a supporter of TLBTV. It's the Red Pill Hardcore TV show. My other shows are coming. I know I keep talking about my other TV shows, but at the beginning of next year, you're going to see it. I'm going to have a variety hour section with TLBTV, and you'll get to see all my shows. You know, what a different show every week. So, please stay with us for that. So
Stay safe, people. Watch your six. Love you all. Thank you, B.
Yes, thank you, Pete. And thank you for viewing. And catch me next week.